Cycling always delivers surprises, and today was no different. In the Vuelta a España 2024, stage 16, one day after the rest day, up here at Lagos de Covadonga. A 12.2 kilometer climb, not rising too high in altitude, up to 1,000 meters, a horror category climb after two categorized climbs on the day to reach this point. Now I'll get to how it all unfolded, but first let me tell you, Ben O'Connor, the Australian from Perth, still holds on to the red jersey, and I'll let you know by how much here in a minute, so stick with me. Primoz Roglic is still hunting him down, and there was some suspense and some surprise post-stage with the race leader, Ben O'Connor. The day, well, we had an escape of around 15 to 17 riders. I want you to take note because in that move were three UAE Team Emirates riders: Isaac Del Toro, the Mexican, Jay Vine, the Australian, and Marc Soler, the Spanish rider, all three from UAE Team Emirates. Also in the move, two riders from Jayco Alula and two riders from Team DSM. All three of those teams would play a part in the finish. And well, things were starting to shake apart, especially so on one of the descents, because we saw the green jersey points leader and mountain jersey leader, Wout van Aert, crash. He crashed with Engelhart and Isaac Del Toro. Wout van Aert, coming off the worst, tried to get back on his bike. We could see right away his leg did not look good. He sat on the back bumper of the team car there for a while, gathering his thoughts, and then, well, the camera switched to the race ahead, and later we heard he pulled the plug on his 2024 Vuelta a España, which is a shame after three stage wins and holder of both the points competition and the mountains competition. So now the green jersey goes over to Caden Groves, and the mountain jersey goes over to Jay Vine, who explained he wasn't happy to take the jersey in this way. Now, that escape was being whittled down to three riders: Marc Soler, Filippo Zana, and Max Poole, the young, I think 21-year-old rider from Team DSM. They would go on to fight out the stage, because at one point during the day, that escape had around 8 minutes or so, nearing up to 10 minutes, and getting up here to the final, these final 12.2 kilometers, which kind of went up in stair steps, steep in parts, flat at bits, and then even a little downhill before the final uphill kicker, which we see right up here through the light rain, the drizzle, up at the finish line. That the roads were made all the more treacherous with the rain coming down and the slickness on the road, and I think that's what took out Wout van Aert. Well, the guy who was yo-yoing all around all day, Marc Soler, the Solerism, he won the stage. And that was a large part and thanks to Jay Vine, and they were so happy when they saw each other up there at the top. Jay Vine found him and gave him a big high five and a hug. We saw Isaac Del Toro come across the line. He was dirtied up on his right-hand side, but he would have been proud of his team today. He's riding in his debut Vuelta a España. Now, I know you tuned in to find out about the GC battle. Well, it was kicking off behind. All day, we had Team T-Rex and Team Movistar doing the work. Now, Movistar were trying to set things up for Enric Mas. Not a Mas for Enric Mas. He tried, he broke things up, as too did T-Rex with Mikel Landa to try to break things up. We saw several attacks from Enric Mas, and it really loosened up things. And at one point, we saw the red jersey, Ben O'Connor, on the ropes, drifting, falling back. And then they hit him again, they hit him again, they hit him again. Enric Mas, we had Enric Mas, we had Richard Carapaz, we had Primoz Roglic, and we had David Gaudu. Those are the four riders that were riding clear. Those are the four riders we were watching to keep an eye on, specifically Primoz Roglic, who began the day at 1 minute, 3 seconds back. That was the gap going into the rest day after that last mountain day where Primoz Roglic gained time on Ben O'Connor, as he's been doing steadily throughout this Vuelta. He lost 20 seconds in that battle because of the bike change and the slipstreaming on the day. But today he was out to gain more time, and he was doing it. It looked like Ben O'Connor was going to crack completely. But O'Connor dug deep inside and was able to manage himself without any more teammates. I should mention, Felix Gall was nowhere to be seen today, the Austrian rider, suffering again. Ben O'Connor had to rely on his Frenchman, stage winner in this year's Giro d'Italia, Valentin Perpentre, who's doing a large part of work for Ben O'Connor. Ben O'Connor at the top. Here it is. I'm going to give you the time gap. I already told you he held on to the race lead. Held on to the race lead by 5 seconds. It was 1 minute and 3 seconds heading into the day. Lost 58 seconds, if my calculations are correct. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, and I know you will. But now he holds on to the race leader's red jersey by 5 seconds in this Tour of Spain 2024, the Vuelta a España. What a ride. And he showed strong, and he was congratulated by his teammate Valentin up there at the top, and Ben O'Connor was wiped out. Let me tell you, we didn't get a word with Primoz Roglic. He's always tricky, hard to get a hold of at the top. All the riders went into a changing room, and we lost sight of him. And then the next thing you know, he, like the Red Bull, charges out. The Bull's charging out through the arena and gets clear. Now the buses are 9 kilometers down. Primoz Roglic, you would think he'd be pretty proud of what he did today on the ride, because he's moving in within reach, 5 seconds, with crucial days still to come, and it looks like he's gonna get the red jersey before this Vuelta a España ends, barring any serious incident. He charges off, heads downhill. All the riders are heading downhill to their team buses. Ben O'Connor gathers himself. He hears he still has the red jersey. He puts on a raincoat, black raincoat, starts to head down, and well, he was told just to ride all the way down to his bus. There was a miscommunication with the organizer and the team, and he rides all the way down 12 kilometers or so, passes this deviation where I'm standing right here, which is around 800 meters down from the finish line up there, all the way down. So it took around 1 hour to get Ben O'Connor back up here, do the podium presentation, and get to us to do the interviews. And Ben O'Connor said, I was effing freezing. I'm effing freezing. He got out of his team car here, walked up, did the ceremonies with the red jersey as he has to do. Chapeau to Ben O'Connor, because even when he was upset, he composed himself, did his interviews, and said at first he was upset, but he's okay. And he was happy to do the interviews and explained maybe it was better off I didn't keep the red jersey today, because of having to do all that up and down. I don't blame him. It's cold out here. I'm cold trying to deliver this report to you, but these are the conditions. This is cycling, and this is exciting stuff, because it's Marc Soler. After the stage victory of Adam Yates, the team came in, superpowered, charged up. Tadej Pogacar winning the Giro d'Italia, Tour de France. They were expected to do something here in the GC. They now have Yates and Sivakov up there around top 10, but that's not what they came in here for. They wanted a higher placing in the GC to win this race maybe. They didn't do that, but they're winning stages. 2-stage wins so far. Jay Vine, not wanting to take it this way, has the polka dot jersey. Caden Groves in the green jersey, and we're treated to another great stage in the Vuelta a España 2024 with Ben O'Connor just holding on, and we're gonna have to tune in for the upcoming stages to see if he can do it. But Primoz Roglic is right on him in this 2024 Vuelta a España.